Kura, and welcome to the CH2000 course. In this short video, we're going to look at what's in the course, what standards I should study, how I find my way around OTL, and how I manage my study. So let's look at the course and assessment guide. This is your friend. Please make sure you read through it. It'll tell you that the course is booklet based. There are 15 booklets that you can do. It's supported by videos on OTL. There are simulations you can do. There's practical work, and you're also supported by online lessons. Now, if you look at page 8 of the course and assessment guide, it tells you the booklets. So you'll see there are those 15 booklets with their titles and how they support the standards. There are 6 standards, 3 are externally assessed and 3 internal. So these are the external ones outlined in red, and then these are the internal outlined in blue, and you'll see each booklet has about 1 to 3 booklets. Now you'll notice that the first booklet is not directly linked to a standard. You have to start with that booklet. If you find it quite easy because you've done a lot of work at level 1 in chemistry, then just simply do the course and assessment guide. But we do definitely want to see CH2001A, which is a teacher marked assignment. Right. Page 9 of the course and assessment guide gives you a little bit more detail. So those ones are highlighted there in red are the external exams where you write it at the end of the year. There's only 1 chance. Otherwise, you do get up to 4 chances to achieve the internally assessed ones. So the first one is involves a laboratory. So if you cannot access a laboratory, then you only do the first 2 booklets of this. You have to do the first 2 booklets regardless, because they give you the work needed for some of the other standards. The laboratory, where you can come down to Wellington, or we do run chemistry days, or you can otherwise access a school near you. So most of you should be able to get to a laboratory. Then the 91163 is an open book report. It's highly recommended you do this at the end of the year, because you do need to have level 2 chemistry knowledge. You will not achieve the standard if you don't have that knowledge. And then the final one is the redox, and that is also a closed book test. So the first internal is closed book plus a practical component. The second one is an open book, and the redox is a closed book, which means you can't look at other books while you're doing the test. Now, what standards do you want to choose? Because you may not want to do all of them. If you're not continuing on with chemistry, you're stopping at level 2, and you have, say, access to a laboratory, the one on the top left could be an option. You can do all 3 internals and 1 external to get the 14 credits that you need. You have to do at least 1 external exam to get 14 credits or more. Otherwise, if you don't have an access to a laboratory, but you need those 14 credits, and particularly if you want to continue with chemistry, then you do need to do all 3 externals. Notice that you do have to do 2011 and 12, regardless whether you're doing that first internal, the 91161 standard, or not. If you're continuing with chemistry to level 3 and you have an access to the laboratory, well, there's an option there. You would do the titration and redox, and you can get more credits. And say you're one of the high achievers, or you want to simply do as much chemistry as possible because you love it so much, then you could do all 6 standards. Right, let's see how you can find your way around OTL. So I will be now looking over here. You'll notice there are a few places. There's the course home. That gives you to this home page. The Let's Get Started button is the obvious place to start. The download is where you find the course and assessment guide that I've been talking about. So let's get started. If I click on here, you'll notice it takes you straight to 2001. You start off with that. That's the second book in the series that you would do, and this one gets you to the main menu. So if I click on here, then it gets you to what we call the topic web page. So you'll find that the lessons are supported by different things. Not every lesson is supported on the intranet. You'll notice there's the main menu, which we'll look at just now, and you can also download your booklets from here. But there is also another place you can download. So if I went, for instance, to balancing symbol equations, then you'll see there are some simulations you can use for that. Otherwise, I could go, well, let's just go to home page, and will eventually get us there. Right, this is where you could click straight away if you just wanted to get to the main menu. So if you go over here, just click on it again at the lower one. This gives you the topic web pages for all the booklets. So it's a quick way to navigate your way around. Also, there are 4 links. If you wanted to download the booklets, this is a place where you can access all of them very easily. So this is a good place to go. If the second link is if you want to find out details of your teacher, so you want to contact them and you've forgotten their phone number, then this will give you the extension numbers as well as the email addresses. And the final one is the links to the recordings. So this is the online lessons that get run during the year. This is the 2014 recordings, so you can access these recordings. They're around about an hour long, and as we do the new lessons, we can change them and we'll update them. There's one final link over here, is if you needed more help at level 1, so you're completely lost, you can go and do a module at level 1 to help support you. So if I click on here, it will get you to the level 1 booklets. Right, so the final thing we're going to be looking at is the how I manage my study. Have a routine. You need to get through 6 hours of work at least a week to finish this course on time. So you could either do it all in one day or do an hour in the morning, or whatever time suits you, but make sure you stick to it. You need to organize a workspace. If you don't have a desk in your room, you can use the dining room table or any sort of surface. Keep your work in boxes. So if you don't have boxes and you get your advisories, you can ask your teacher to bring you some. So the bottom box can be the work at hand, the work we send you. The lid is for today's work. So every day you know what work you're going to be doing, so it's easy to get started. You don't waste time faffing around. Then the moment you've finished a booklet or a teacher-marked assignment, you put it in the lid of the second box and get it posted or get it scanned and emailed to us. And then any work that we send back to you with our comments, our feedback, our teaching notes, you can keep in the bottom box, bottom part of the box. So it means if you need the dining room table for meals or for something else, it's very easy to flip the lids over, throw in your pens and calculator and what you need, and stack it to the side. The boxes will stack on top of each other. So it's very easy to find your work and work with it every day. Now, to get through the work, because you don't want to leave everything to the last minute just before the exams, there is in the course and assessment guide a term-by-term list which you can personalize. So here's a close-up of it. So for instance, in the first week, you might want to just spend your time working through OTL, finding your way around it, find out what's required to start going through the 2001. By the second week, you should have finished the 2001A and have emailed it or posted it back to us. And as you finish the topics, the booklets, you simply tick them off, and you can cross out any standards you're not doing, and then you can see how many booklets you still have to do before the practice exams in September and the final exams in November. And finally, please remember to contact us. The more you contact us, the more feedback we can give you, the more we can help you in your studies. So looking forward to hearing from you. Goodbye.